Chris here, and welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to share with you my TBR for Merry Bookmas. So Merry Bookmas is a month-long readathon hosted by Melanie, Clint, and Kaylani. I'll link their channels and announcement videos below. And it is a holiday-themed readathon. I've participated before, and I'm very excited to be participating this year. The theme is the 12 Treats of Christmas, so there are 12 prompts, and, well, let's dive in. So the first prompt is sugar cookies. Read a book that is sweet, your go-to, a comfort read. And for this, I'm going to read Bramble Star's Storm by Erin Hunter. Anybody who has been following my channel for a while knows how much I love the Warrior series and knows that this is a comfort read. It's one of my favorite series. I love being able to pick up books in the series, and being able to slide back in is so comforting because it's such a familiar world with familiar characters, and this will be no exception. Warriors is a series that follows forest cats who live in clans and have to try to coexist, and the super editions are kind of standalones that focus on a very specific cat during a very specific time period, and I'm very excited to see what is up with Bramble Star in this book and what kind of storm he has to weather. Next is Candy Canes, and you need to read a book with red and white on the cover, and for this I'm going to be reading The No Good 9 by John Bellamans Marciano. As you can see, there's plenty of red and white on the cover. It says, do not read this book unless you like spending time with really bad kids. The No Good 9 are the kids your parents warned you to avoid. They lie, steal, run away from home, and even burn down Santa's toy factory. Anyway, Santa had it coming. He put coal in their stockings. Full of laughs and double crosses, this tongue-in-cheek romp is for readers who like their Christmas spirit irreverent rather than sentimental. So this is a Christmassy middle grade, and I have been meaning to get to it. I hoped to get to it last year, but didn't, so this felt like a good time to put it on my TBR, and like I said, red and white, perfect for it, and hopefully I enjoy it. The next prompt is Hot Cocoa. Read a book that will make you hot. And I'm betting a lot of readers are going to be reading a steamy or spicy romance, but it can also be a book that makes you hot, as in angry. So for this, I'm going to be reading In the Garden of Beasts, Love, Terror, and American Family in Hitler's Berlin by Erik Larson. I don't like spicy romances, so I decided to use the other interpretation of the word hot. This is a nonfiction that is obviously about an American family in Hitler's Berlin. I can't imagine that there won't be parts of it that make me very, very angry, because there usually is when I read any books that involve the Holocaust or World War II and the things that were happening there and the way people were treated. So I think this will fulfill the prompt nicely, even if it's probably not going to be most people's interpretation of the prompt. Next is Gingerbread, and for this you need to read a book with one or more people on the cover, and I'm going to be reading New Year's Kiss by Lee Matthews. As you can see, there are two people on the cover, and it says, New Year, New Boy. Tess and her opinionated older sister, Lauren, are spending the week after Christmas at snowy Evergreen Lodge in Vermont, and they aren't happy about it. Their stern grandmother, who owns the holiday resort, is not known for her warmth and good humor, but when shy, straight-laced Tess meets Christopher in the lobby, things begin to look up. And when she decides to get out of her comfort zone and create a bucket list of things to accomplish before the new year, like singing in public and skiing a black diamond slope, Christopher is happy to help, even as he keeps a secret that could turn everything upside down. When the ball drops, will Tess start the new year alone, or will she and Christopher share a magical midnight kiss? So I kind of like that this is a New Year's story, and it sounds like it's going to be a cute little romance. I'm hoping it won't be too spicy. As I said, I don't like steamy or spicy romances, so I tend to struggle with that, but at least if it is, it's short, and I will hopefully be able to get through it rather quickly. The next prompt is for Yule Log Cake, and for this you need to read a book featuring magic. And for this, I'm going to read Christmas Source and the Winter Witch by Tom Fletcher. The first book follows a young boy who I believe asks for a dinosaur for Christmas, and I'm sure that it's going to have all sorts of magic in it, given that, you know, I mean, you can't tell because there's a sticker over his face, but it looks like a boy in a wheelchair flying with a dinosaur, so I can't imagine that's not magical, and Santa will be involved, which is magical, so I think this will cover the magic prompt pretty well. Plus, it's a book I've been looking forward to since the moment I laid my hands on it and knew I wanted to read it this Christmas season. Next is Eggnog, and for this you need to read a book you're not too sure about. So for this I'm going to be reading Assassin's Apprentice by Robin Hobb. I have seen so many people talking about Robin Hobb's books, and I believe there was like a read-along for the Robin Hobb books, and It has recently wrapped up, and a lot of people seem to really, really, really love this series, and I'm not sure because I don't know if it's going to click with my reading taste, but I've been wanting to try it out, so now seemed like a good a time as any, and it, I think, fits the prompt pretty well because I'm not sure I'm going to like it, but it is a book I would like to check out. Next is Holiday Pudding, and for this you need to read a book set around a holiday, and it can be any holiday. It doesn't necessarily have to be a Christmas one or a December one. And for this, I'm going to be reading The Christmas Letter by Kathy Daly. So this is the first book in a new cozy mystery series featuring family who are friends and friends who are family. It's set in the small town of White Eagle, Montana, and we follow Tess and her dog Tilly, who spend their days delivering the latest gossip along with the Daily Mail. When a close friend is murdered, they join forces with the new vet in town to sleuth out the truth behind the shocking murder that is rocking the community as it prepares for the annual Christmas festival. So it is obviously going to be set around Christmas. I love cozy mysteries. It sounds like we're going to have a cute animal companion, and I'm hoping this is a new series I will love. Next is Sugar Plums, and for this you need to read a classic fairy tale or retelling. And for this I'm going to read Unbirthday by Liz Braswell. This is one of the books in the Twisted Tale series, and it's based on Alice in Wonderland. And the twist is, what if Wonderland was in peril and Alice was very, very late? I've really enjoyed reading the Twisted Tales. They're obviously retellings of various stories. In this one, obviously, Alice in Wonderland, and I'm hoping I enjoy this one as much as I have enjoyed some of the others. I'm not sure, though, because Alice in Wonderland isn't necessarily my favorite Disney story or movie, or however you would like to look at that. So we will see if this improves on the original and sucks me in. Next up is Fruitcake, and for this you need to read a book that features an LGBTQIA plus character, and for this I'm going to be reading Nikhil Out Loud by Maulik Pancholi. And this follows a 13-year-old boy named Nikhil, who is a voice actor, and he ends up having to temporarily move to Ohio with his mom to take care of his sick grandfather. He ends up getting the lead in the school musical, but is worried that everybody will find out he's a fraud because he has stage fright. And then conservative parents start a protest about having a openly gay actor in their musical in the starring role. And Nikhil kind of has to navigate that, along with the fact that he wakes up one day and his voice has cracked, meaning he will not be able to be the voice actor for his character for much longer. So he's going to be dealing with a lot of stuff with his sick grandfather and kind of, I think, hitting puberty and being openly gay and having to deal with some of the things that come along with that. So I've really enjoyed the first book I read by Maulik Pancholi, and I'm hoping I really love this one too. The next is Reindeer Chow, and for this you need to read a book with an animal on the cover, so I'm going to read Red Moon Rising by Erin Hunter. This is the fourth book in the second arc of 6 in the Survivor series. In this series, we start out following Lucky, who is a lone dog, and there is a big growl, which is essentially a giant earthquake that really messes up the area that he lives in, and kind of the humans all kind of disappear, which means he, along with all of the wild dogs and even the leashed dogs, who are dogs who had humans, have to kind of navigate life after this big growl. I really enjoyed the first arc, and I'm hoping I enjoy the second one as well. And I realize this is book 4. I could have started with book 1, but if you've seen other videos on my channel, you know book 4 is already on my TBR, and I'm hoping it'll give me the kick in the butt I need to finish off this arc. There are 6 books. We'll see if I can get through them all in the month of December. The next prompt is Chestnuts, and for this you don't need to read a book. You just need to make yourself a holiday treat of some sort and post it to your social media, and obviously tag Mel, Clint, and Kaylani. I will probably make some hot chocolate, as I absolutely love drinking hot chocolate in the winter, and I can't imagine that won't be my holiday treat. I may try to make some Christmas cookies this year. I don't know. Our oven broke, so I make Christmas cookies in my toaster oven, which takes a lot of time because they take longer to cook. So we shall see if I want to go through the effort of that. But either way, I've got this prompt covered with either my hot chocolate or my Christmas cookies. And then the last prompt is Popcorn Garland, and for this you either need to read the group book or do a buddy read, and I'm going to read Apple Cider Slaying by Julie Ann Lindsay. This is the Cozy Hollow book club pick, so I'm obviously buddy reading it with a bunch of people because it's a book club pick where we will all be chatting about it. This is the first book in a cozy mystery series, and we're in Blossom Valley, West Virginia, and We're on Smith Orchard with Winnie and her granny, and their beloved 25-acre farm and family business is struggling. And it says that's why they're trying to drum up business with the first annual Christmas at the orchard. Of course, things don't go to plan because Granny's longtime grudge-holding nemesis is found lodged in the apple press. So with Granny the number one suspect, Winnie has to figure out who actually did it. I love cozy mysteries. I'm very excited to be starting this, and I love that it's set at Christmas time too, because it'll hopefully give me all of those warm, fuzzy Christmas vibes, even though it's about murder. So these are some of the books I'm reading for Merry Bookmas. Are you taking part? I'd love to know what you've decided to read. Let me know in the comments section below. All of my social media is listed in the description below if you'd like to come chat with me. If you've made it this far in the video, leave me dinosaur emojis in honor of the Christmasaurus. Like this video and subscribe to my channel, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye!